This is what happens when you try to read shit. If y'all only knew how rigged this room was, y'all would subscribe, you would like, because you'll be like, girl, you go through a whole lot for your people. And you would be right, because I do. I go through a whole lot for y'all. Why? Because I love y'all and I love what I do. You guys are worth every single minute of it. What's up, P Hope family? It's your girl P Hope and I am back with another video. This is Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, season 3. I believe this is episode 23. Who knows? Who cares? I do understand and realize that I missed it for y'all last week, but I already did a previous video earlier this week letting y'all know why, and you know, it was just some personal things going on that I wasn't able to get it out, but I'm here. I'm ready for the party, so we are going to go ahead and get into it. Listen, now I know, like, some of my favorite YouTubers that I watch, I have heard them say more than once how if they're trying to get a video out and they'll be like, look y'all, I have redone this video so many times and I'm, you know, this just the one I'm going with. That's me right now. Now I can literally say I have been in their shoes, y'all. This is take number 3. I done been in 3 different locations. I done turned this camera on 3 different times trying to get this review out. So I don't know. Like, I definitely feel like it was all a reflection of everything that I've had going on and just trying to shake my emotions so that I can get the video out and have the right amount of energy for you guys. But listen, it had your girl very frustrated. So for me, you know, I just personally feel like it takes more energy to be upset than it does to be happy. So I just chose to bottle all that anger up and turn it into a skit. Like, look, we're gonna laugh this shit off and move on with life, because Mama's was in here a little tight. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, I was a little tight, but I am determined to get this review out, so let's go. Let's start with Chevelle and Kweilyn. I told y'all I'm gonna try to redo this shit 3 times. So I'm going to put those bloopers in that video that I have coming out on Wednesday. And when y'all look at my makeup, I swear to God, y'all gonna do a double take like, is that Chevelle? That's P Hope. It's me. It's me. It's not Chevelle. But baby, when I say it took me about 2 hours to put that makeup on and it still came out looking like coming forth to carry me home, it was not the business. It was so not the business. Y'all know I'm always on Chevelle ass about this makeup. I don't understand why she can't get her foundation together, because I feel like Chevelle been wearing makeup way longer than me. I just started wearing makeup when I became a YouTuber and I'm only 5 months old. So, you know, I have an excuse for looking fucked up. It starts out with Kweilyn ass at this barbershop that Mama Quavo had took him to the first time he came back to Houston. So he's at the barbershop, he's sweeping up. Y'all, I don't really know if Kweilyn is cutting hair in there or not. I feel like he probably is, but they didn't show us that, because one thing we do know is he's not a licensed barber right now. He don't have nobody's license to be cutting no hair. So it would be very fucked up to have him on camera cutting hair, because you can fuck the whole barbershop up doing stuff like that. I did hair for 14 years, so Trust me, I know that, you know, one bad apple can fuck up the whole crew. I was legal though. Just know that. Kweilyn's ass is in there sweeping up hair, and he just want to know, can all the barbers corral up and go outside and have a smoke break? So that's what the hell they do. They get out there, they on a smoke break, and they like, so, you know, what's up? What's going on with you? And he was like, shit, right about now, I'm just trying to get my girl back. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I done messed up with her, and she back in Kansas City. I'm just trying to see what I can do to get back home. And they like, well, you know, damn, what did you do? Walks them through the whole story about how him and the girl Chi-Town were exchanging messages back and forth, but, you know, it was never anything, any physical contact. It was never really a whole lot there. But with Chevelle being the relationship police, as he called her, said that he went through her phone. She deemed it to be unacceptable, and she put that ass out. And then, but when he went into confessionals, he did understand, and he did take responsibility for what he did. He said he know that shit was wrong. And I mean, of course, if the shoe was on the other foot, he would have blew up just the same way. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've already spoke about before, don't just think because you're not physically cheating on your partner, there are several other ways that you can cheat on your partner. Some people even consider like porn a means of cheating. You know what I'm saying? There are several different avenues of cheating. So don't ever think that, oh well, I ain't touch her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I didn't penetrate it. Don't ever think that just because you didn't go that far with it, that it's not cheating. You need to have a clear understanding with your partner on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in your relationship. Everybody views things in their own special way, so you need to be absolutely clear of what you're getting into before you get into it. Hashtag communication is key, period. While Kweilyn's ass is at the barbershop with this violin and singing "Woe Is Me" about Chevelle, Chevelle is back home on the side of her bed just trying to figure out how she's ended up in this predicament. Even though every single person that's in her life has told her that Kweilyn was a mistake, Kweilyn was a bad idea, but Chevelle wanted to, you know, be a big girl and go down her own road, and hey, now she's landed where she's landed. But she pulls out the picture, and it's a picture of her and another man. We know good and well it ain't Kweilyn, because he looks like, you know, from the picture, it looked like it could be like a throwback Drake, like, you know, back when Drake was on Degrassi. So we know good and well that that wasn't Kweilyn. She lets us know that that is a really good friend of hers named Jay that she met back in high school. She said that Jay has always had a thing for her, and she's always had a thing for him, but they've never taken it there. So she ends up giving Jay a call, and so, you know, he's like, hey, you know, good to hear from you, stranger. Long time no hear from. And she was just letting him know, like, yeah, you know, I had to sit back because you knew I was with Kweilyn. I was doing right by Kweilyn. And so I was not able to continue to be in touch with you. But I was reaching out now because I'm a single woman. And he was like, oh, yeah? So you ready to get with a real boss? And, you know, so she's sitting there cheesing from ear to ear. And I watched this episode from my TV instead of my phone. So, you know, everything was real up close and personal. And I realized how bright pink Chevelle's gums are. I don't know why that stuck out so much for me, but I just felt like I wanted to speak on it and, you know, and see if any of y'all noticed it as well, because it was just like extremely pink to me. So shout out to people with the healthy smile, because my gums ain't giving all that. But yeah, so she's sitting there cheesing on the bed from ear to ear, and he's like, so what are you doing this weekend? And Before she could even answer, he was like, so we going out? And she said, well, you know, yeah, I would love to. And that's exactly what ends up happening. So she beat him to the restaurant. And so when he got there, he was like, dang, you couldn't even wait on me. I wanted to push your chair in. So I'm already looking at Jay like, all right. So he's handsome. You know, you a good looking little fella. And you a gentleman. Okay, come on. Kudos. So, you know, he wants to push the chair in. He's the type that holds the door for the lady. He wanted to order her food for her. And he made eye contact with her throughout the whole date. So, you know, those are really, really good key points when you are thinking about taking somebody serious. So, kudos to you for that, Jay. We still don't know if you was putting on for the gram or if you are a gentleman in real life. And we have to be sus because of the fact that you don't find young people that really know about being a true gentleman in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? I even look at my own man crazy sometimes because I just be like, you, I know you lying, like you not gonna hold the door. Or, you know, just like little bitty stuff. So it's rare. It is rare to find somebody that young that has those gentleman qualities in him, because I know y'all hear it all the time that chivalry ain't dead. But baby, let me tell you something. Miss Rona done took thousands of lives with her, and she done took chivalry on out the door with her too. Because I mean, you know, I don't run in a whole bunch of circles, but I haven't heard nobody even speaking of a place where, you know, you can just find genuine men with those kind of qualities. Like, I don't know. I think those kind of men are more so the unicorns of the world today. So anyway, they end up having a wonderful date. And so Jay asked Chevelle out on a second date before they even finished the first date. And she was like, yeah, you know, I would love to go out with you again or whatever. And she's just cheesing and giving him just as much eye contact as he was giving her. But then when she get out in the confessional, she was like, yeah, you know, me and Jay are definitely just friends, and I am really contemplating if I want to take this thing to the next level or not. So I think she was more honest with us in the confessional outside of the restaurant than she actually was inside the restaurant with him. Because if you follow her body language and her facial expressions, I think that she will just always have Jay in the friend zone. Like, you enjoy his company and you always will want to have him as a friend. But when you think about a man, he's just not it for Chevelle. He's definitely a man for somebody, but it ain't Chevelle. Because I think Chevelle has an addiction to, she need that little bit of thug in her life. And Jay's not giving that. So, you know, it's like they both sexy. You got Kweilyn, who is sexy. And then you got Jay, who is sexy, but they two completely different type of sexies. Cause so you got Jay, who is more like Shamar Moore, and then you got Kweilyn, who is more on your Tupac tip. You know what I'm saying? If you think about Shamar Moore and you think about Tupac, both of them fools is sexy now. They can both get it, but they hold they're in two totally different lanes, if you get what I'm saying. I think that's the thing that Chevelle is missing from Jay, is that he doesn't really have that thug essence to himself. So they do that little confessional with her, and then he eventually ends up coming outside of the restaurant himself, and you know, he's like, so you had a good time? She said she had a great time. And he ends up putting his arms around her waist, and they end up pooching on down the sidewalk. So I thought that was cute. That was cute. And that was it for Chevelle and Kweilyn. Now, let's move on to Andrea and Lamar. Whew, Jesus. So, Andrea has loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly. No, I'm just playing. She has loaded up her SUV with all her babies, and she is taking them on a swim date. Now the thing about the swim date is she's taking them to swim at a house that one of her potential clients might purchase. And so me and Tennyson were very much on the same page, because the first thing that flew out his mouth was, is that legal? And that was the same thing I was thinking. I'm like, can you do that? But she said it was no way possible for anybody to find out that she did it. So, you know, they all let it go. They like, well, shit, I guess we going swimming then. So they get there, they're swimming, they playing around, having a good time. And Andrea lets Tennyson know that she has really been thinking long and hard about him going on the mission and how uncomfortable he is with going on the mission at this time. And he's like, okay. So she said, well, I came up with something else. So what I have decided is that we should go on a mission as a family. And so this immediately took all kind of stress and pressure off of Tennyson, because y'all remember that his main reason for not wanting to go on the mission was because he does not want to leave Priscilla in this toxic environment with Andrea and Lamar. And so Andrea said that part of it really hit her heavy. So she was trying to figure out how she could pretty much get the best of both worlds. So that's what she came up with. And so Tennyson is very much down with the idea, because he'll still have Priscilla with him. Nyla is looking like, I never signed up to go on no mission. Like, I'm not even 18 yet. So, like, do I have a say so? It's pretty much how Nyla was looking. And Priscilla was just sitting there cheesing from ear to ear. But then Andrea said that she has decided that she wants to go to Ghana and take the mission there, because she hasn't seen her family in so long. And that is when Nyla jumped on board, because she was like, wow, so I'm actually going to get to meet my aunts and my grandmother, and you know, just spend some real time in person with them. So Nyla was excited about it. Tennyson was definitely on board, and Priscilla was over the moon about it too. So at this point, now they're saying all they got to do is get Lamar on board and let him know everything that's going on. So while they're sitting there discussing that, Priscilla decides that she want to ask, well, since this is a family trip and a family mission, can Shantae come? And it went from being the most exciting moment to it immediately turned into The Exorcist. Like, you could immediately see the anger that washed over Andrea just from hearing Shantae's name. I would love to know the details of where so much anger comes from towards Shantae. Because even though Shantae is already in her 20s, so she's technically a grown woman, at the end of the day, this is this man's child. So how do you let this child bother you so bad? Now, you know, if the baby mama is giving you issues, that's one thing. But if you don't, I mean, this is a child. Like, I don't understand. I would love to know the backstory to this whole Shantae, Lamar, Andrea, and the baby mama situation. Like, because apparently it's a lot. Because to just hear that girl's name and get that upset, like, I can only imagine, like, what is going on. But if it's nothing more to this story than what we're actually seeing, and you're just that upset that this man has an outside child from way back before he even knew you existed, then Andrea, you is one petty bitch. And I'm just here to tell you that. You are one petty bitch. But anyway, so after Priscilla done spilled the beans, the first thing Andrea wants to know is, did Nyla and Tennyson know about this? And they said yes. And she was like, well, why wouldn't y'all tell me? And Nyla politely cocked her hand to the side and was like, because mom, it wasn't about you. And it's still not about you. Like, Priscilla asked us not to say nothing, so we didn't. And so after Priscilla, you know, pretty much explains the whole situation of how she knows about Shantae and everything that Lamar had told her or whatever, she was upset with the fact that Lamar is coaxing Priscilla to keep secrets from her. She said, you know, that's not a good thing. That's nothing that you should teach your child, to keep secrets from another parent and things like that, which on that part I agree. Like, at the end of the day, Lamar should have just grabbed his nuts and told Andrea, like, look, me and Priscilla are going to meet Shantae. You can either meet us down here at the beach, or we'll see you when we get back home. Point blank and period. Like, it is what it is. This is my child, and I'm not finna be out here being no deadbeat father to my child when I'm around here taking care of your kids that's not mine. Like, make it make sense. But I mean, I guess Lamar didn't feel like sleeping on Dulo flow or whatever, so he just ended up taking the wrong route about that whole visitation situation. And so now Andrea said that she needs Tennyson to call a Uber so that, you know, they can get their ass back home, because what she's getting ready to do is jump her ass in the car and go over to Dulo house and have a conversation with Lamar right now. And she said she could feel her pressure rising to the point where she can imagine what it feels like to do her own prison sentence. And I believe her crazy ass when she said that. I don't even think she was exaggerating. So she does do exactly what she said she was going to do. When she pulled up at Dulo house, Dulo and Lamar were outside smoking, chopping it up, and drinking. So she said, I need to have a conversation with you. She definitely pulled up with some goddamn buck in her system. So he got his hand out. He like stiff arming her, like, hold on, like, first of all, don't even come at me like that. Like, what's up? And she was like, she was pretty much just kept asking him, like, so you got my child lying to me? You got my child keeping secrets from me? That's what you teaching Priscilla? That's how we do? That's what we got going on right now? And she's getting louder and louder and louder. And so now at this point, Dulo done had to insert himself in the situation, because he like, look, I don't stay in the projects. I stay by these good white folks. I stay in this, you know what I'm saying, very much rural area. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag peace and quiet. So you can't be out here with all that. And Andrea's not trying to hear none of it. She like, yeah, we're going to deal with this shit right here, right now. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. We're doing this. And so Dulo keep trying to tell her to chill the fuck out. She's not doing it. So he ends up just having to turn around and tell Lamar to walk his ass off, because pretty much your girl out here doing what the fuck she want to do, and this ain't the tea. So they're cutting up outside of this man's residence. Lamar walks off. He walks to the corner, and as they're doing a confessional with him, he's saying like, you know, I really could have turned up on her ass just like she turned up on me. But at the same time, I got way more to lose. If somebody that's out here witnessing this, if they mess around and call the police saying that it's a man out here jumping on a woman, I could potentially go back to jail, and I'm going to do life. So, you know, He don't want to be in there like Jodeci talking about some how did I get live. No, he don't. He ain't trying to do all that. So he decided to go ahead and walk off, and Lamar, like, trust me, I know that took a lot of restraint, my guy, because Andrea is a lot to deal with. But he's been dealing with her for so long, I think he's very, very adapted and used to it. But, you know, so the things that irritate the shit out of us about Andrea, they probably don't bother him as much. Amber, Vincent, and Puppy. Y'all, Puppy is finally getting released from jail. So you got Amber at the jailhouse waiting on Puppy's ass to come out. She been standing out there, and she like, look, long as I've been standing out here, it does not take that long. Puppy should have been out. So she ends up getting a phone call, and they like, hi, you know, is this Amber? She said, yes, this is Amber. And he said, yeah, so you need to pick Puppy's ass up at the courthouse. And she said, why did y'all send her to the courthouse? And the nigga said, just be there, ma'am, and hung up the phone. So Amber rolled her eyes, and you know, she took her ass on down to the courthouse. They only showed her having to wait outside the courthouse for just a minute or two. And then Puppy swings the court doors open. And as soon as they see each other, of course, they laughing and smiling. And so then they get to each other. They give each other a big hug. I think they kissed on the cheek or something like that. But Puppy just kept telling her how beautiful she looked and how much she loved her. And, you know, Puppy was just extremely excited about being a free woman. So, then, of course, you know, they stick the camera right in your damn face. So, they asking Puppy, like, so, how does it feel to be out? She like, look, I am happy. I'm excited. That was a long ass time. So, she served 6 years, and now she has to do 20 years on probation. All of this was because her mama, and I think that was what Amber was all connected with, the same thing. They were trafficking methamphetamines from all the way from, you know, Tallahatchie, Georgia to Douglasville, Georgia. Shout out to D-Ville. That's me. Yeah, Puppy ass still has a long ass time to be on some damn probation. So anyway, so they get all that part out the way. So then they like, well, you know, so what's up, like, with this connection that you and Amber have? And she said, well, you know, our friendship is wonderful. And she said that what they normally used to do when they were locked up together was they would always sleep together, as far as just like, you know, snuggling up in the same bunk or whatnot. But they never talked about like taking it to the next level. So I'm not sure if they have ever had like a sexual exchange, but they do a lot of kissing, a lot of flirting, and a lot of cuddling and stuff like that. And Puppy also said that a lot of times when Amber would get drunk, she loved to twerk on her. So they had things like that going on. But to answer production's question, she said that she would love for her and Amber to take things to the next level. You know, just, you know, she want to be more than friends, pretty much. She just went on to put it out there. So then they turned the camera over to Amber, and they asking her the same question. So, you know, what do you want out of this connection with you and Puppy? And listen, y'all, all Amber gave us was a whole bunch of teeth, and then she started laughing a little bit, and she said, we're just gonna take it one day at a time. And so Puppy gave her the side eye, and I did too, because I feel like she is almost doing Puppy the same way that she was doing Vincent. It's like you want things to go so far, but then you want to halt it when it gets to a certain level. So that's why when Puppy Mama was saying, you know, I don't know if Amber is going to be on the same page as Puppy on. Because, see, Puppy Mama already know that Puppy trying to get out and do a little clickety-clack. But she don't know if Amber is about that. But Amber has already told us that she does have romantic feelings for Puppy. So, I don't know what the hell the problem is. I don't know if Amber is just a touch me not, or listen, we're just gonna have to stay tuned and find out. But anyway, after they leave the courthouse, they end up she wanted to take Puppy to get her some real damn food. So they pull up at this little hick town ass restaurant and get them something to eat. So when they get seated and they're looking at the menu, Puppy is like, look, I've been so used to people telling me what to do and every move to make for so long, I don't even know how to order off of this menu. So Amber was like, you know, don't worry about it, I'll order for you. So she was like, okay, cool. So while Amber is looking through the menu trying to see what they're gonna eat or whatnot, she sends Puppy to the bathroom to change into some regular clothes. So she put on, like, I think she had on these jeans, a little pink plaid shirt, some boots, and, you know, she just went on and got her hair back together or whatever. And when she looked at herself in the mirror, she said, first of all, that was her first time being able to look in a real glass mirror in 6 years. That was the first thing. And secondly, you know, now that she has on regular clothes, she actually feels like a woman instead of feeling like a number. Wow. So then she steps out of the bathroom with confidence. Amber letting her know how pretty she looked, whatever. And she's like, they sparked up a conversation about Vincent. So Amber was pretty much just letting Puppy know, like, you know, now that you're a free woman, Vincent is making money off of you because of the little adoption thing that we went through. And she was like, oh. And then she was like, well, I don't understand why you just couldn't go ahead and go through with the initial plan. Like, why couldn't you just sleep with him? And she was like, look, I never made it in the bed with this man, much less pull my drawers down for him, because he just did not end up being the person that I thought he was. Like, it just was not the tea for me, is how Amber felt about Vincent. But she did let her know that, like, look, if you want to go ahead and pull your drawers down for him, I ain't gonna feel no type of way. And Puppy said, well, no, I can't do that. That's my dad. And so then they snicker about that or whatever. And she was like, but I do feel like you need to give him a call so I can see what's up. And she said, well, we gonna call from my phone? And she said, you damn right. And Amber was like, yeah, well, he ain't gonna answer, but we can call. So that's exactly what happened. They called Vincent from Amber's phone, and Vincent actually answered. And so she was like, hey, Dad, it's your daughter. And he was like, what's up, Puppy? And so she was like, yeah, so now that I'm a free woman, I'm just trying to see what you're going to do with the money that you're getting off of me. And he was like, look, you know, you don't have to worry about any of that. That just ended up being a bad idea, and I'm not going through with it. But Puppy ain't going for that shit, because she feel like if that was the case, then she would have got some type of information letting her know that the adoption had been annulled, and, you know, that legally none of this stuff is going to happen. Because however the adoption was set up, Vincent is supposed to receive an additional $500 in his, I think it's a VA check or something like that. It's some kind of check that he get through the service. So he would get an additional $500 for adopting someone, and he was supposed to give those $500 to Amber and Puppy so that they can divide it every month. So, you know, they was basically doing all this for $250 a month. And I'm pretty much feeling like Amber at at this point in time, because first of all, what the hell is $250 in this day and time? Like, as a grown person trying to live out on your own. And Puppy, you of all people should know that, because the way you was out here hard in the dope boys in the trap, like, you already know that $250 is nothing. So they end up hanging up with Vincent or whatever, and she was like, yeah, I just had to end that call because just the sound of his voice gets on my damn nerves. And so then she's just trying to assure Puppy that, look, honey, we're gonna be okay without his ass. So, like, don't call him back. Don't worry about what he got going on with that money. We gonna do what we gotta do. So that was Amber, Vincent, and Puppy. I think at some point Vincent is gonna end up popping back up, so maybe they didn't end up letting the shit go, but we'll see. Sarah, Micheal, and Malcom, their little scene was real short. We get back to Sarah's house, and it is time for Malcom to go back home. So she decides that she wants to walk Malcom outside. And then when they get outside, she just wants to thank him for a wonderful weekend and everything that he had to go through, as far as all the drama that went down at Baby Rain's birthday party, as far as Micheal pulling up at her house in all these ungodly hours, doing what the fuck he want to do. And thank him also for meeting her family. So, you know, she's like, you know, I really, really appreciate you. And so Malcom is like, yeah, you know, it was cool. He said, I had a really good time. And he said that he really enjoyed the girls. He was happy that he got to spend more time with them and, you know, make them a little more comfortable around him and vice versa. And his thing right now is he just wants to make sure that Sarah is ready to be in a solid place with him. Malcom just wants to make sure that they are headed to a solid and stable relationship and that everything is good on Sarah's end. And he also said that he needs to be 100% secure in moving forward in the relationship, because, you know, he is definitely not cool with the way that Sarah is moving with Micheal. Like, the things that Sarah allows Micheal to do, like, if you are in a relationship with somebody else, it's just certain things that can't go on, you know, with your baby daddy. I don't care if this is still your husband or not. Like, if you telling me, oh, I'm coming to see my kids regardless, okay. Even if, you know, I'm to the point where I'm just like, okay, this man is not in this state this often, so while he's here, I'm gonna go ahead and let him come over. All that ripping and running that Micheal was doing through that house, it would never be me. It would just never be me, because if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to make my man that uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, every conversation that we have, it ain't got to be no whispering. It ain't got to be, let's go somewhere in private. Like, no. Of course, my man don't have to be right there, because whatever we talking about with our kids have nothing to do with him. But we're still going to be in a place where everybody's going to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? My man going to know where we at, what we doing, and what we talking about. But I don't feel like Sarah takes that kind of stuff into consideration. And I feel like Sarah also knows that Malcom ain't about that life. Malcom is not going to put his foot down and check Sarah the way that she is used to being checked by Micheal. And she kind of has that Chevelle syndrome a little bit, where it's like, I need that little bit of thug in my life. So even though Malcom may have the look for her, he just might not be as aggressive as she's used to and exactly what she's looking for. So it's like, I know I'm doing wrong and I know I'm disrespecting you just a little bit, Malcom, but I'm trying to push your buttons. I'm trying to see if I could pull something up out of you. And I don't think that you're going to get what you're looking for out of that, Sarah, because I think, you know, ultimately what's going to happen is Malcom is just going to leave your ass where you at, because he don't have to put up with it. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, he might as well go back to his own baby mama 9 times out of 10. Production ends up asking Malcom, does he love Sarah? And he said, you know what? When I first got down here, I did tell Sarah that. I have already told Sarah that I love her. But now that I've been here for the whole weekend and I see how she's moving and how she interacts with the father of her child, I can't say that right now. I can't say that I'm in that place where I know for a fact that I love her. And I don't blame him at all, because it's like you see what you see. And you see exactly what we saw. So, you know, it makes sense. It only makes sense. And then it shows Malcom pulling out the driveway. And as soon as Malcom is pulling out, Micheal is pulling in. And then it went into like some shit from the past. So I don't know if they ran out of footage or what. But it went to some old stuff, and then it had the rest of the cast members, you know, chiming in on Micheal and them relationship, and it was just a bunch of extra shit. So that was pretty much it for Micheal, Sarah, and Malcom, and we'll pick their ass up again next week. And then last but not least, Shawn and Destinee raggedy ass. So with Shawn and Destinee, y'all, Destinee finally done decided that she wants to give Shawn's ass a call. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, kudos to you, honey. You finally are going to take this man out of his misery, contact him, and let him know that you are alive and well. And she was like, yeah, you know, I am. So she called. Of course, he done broke his neck to answer, because he like, well, damn, you know, you finally answered the damn phone. And she said, yeah, pretty much just calling to let you know that I want you to stop blowing my phone up. Stop blowing my phone up. Like, I'm fine. And he was like, okay. And he was like, well, where are you? And she said, you don't need to know all that. Just know that I'm good. And he was like, okay. Well, anyway, what was the reason that you left? And so then she went into a whole breakdown about how, like she had been telling us, she said that she knows that she's getting ready to go back to prison, and you know, he's all about keeping her on the straight and narrow, and she just didn't want to put up with that shit right now. She don't need him breathing all down her goddamn back. She's worried about enough shit without him right there every 10 minutes telling her you don't need to do this and you shouldn't be doing that. And I can't say that I blame her on that part, because none of us know how it feels to know for a fact that you have been out in the free world and you're getting ready to go back into these 4 little bitty ass walls. Like, that's got to be a lot. So she had that going on, and then of course, here goes Shawn ass in true Shawn ass fashion. Jesus Christ. He wanted to talk about some, well, you know, you won't tell me where you at or whatever, but you know, you got this court date coming up and them $50,000 on the line. And baby, when I tell you that Destinee was trying to drown that man out and overtalk him so fast, because she could damn near tell verbatim what he was about to say about these $50,000, because we literally hear him talk about this each and every episode. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, Shawn. We know that $50,000 is a lot of money, but your dumb ass put them $50,000 on the line. So ain't no need in dangling them $50,000 over her head like a carrot, because I promise you, the petty bitch in me, I will fuck off on your $50,000 just because you keep saying something about it. Like, legit. But anyway, so she tried to drown that shit out, but it really didn't work. So then that had her aggravated. And then he said, well, I found the pregnancy test that you had in the bathroom. So are you pregnant? And she said, no, it was a false alarm. I'm not pregnant. And he was like, oh, okay. And so then he goes from talking about $50,000 bond money and pregnancy test to saying, well, do you love me? And she rolled her eyes and she said, yes, I care for you, Shawn. And y'all, she literally, like, that's how she was looking. So I don't know. I don't know if Destinee was just irritated and over the conversation, or if it just really pained her that bad to have to at least tell, like, I'm not gonna say I love you back, but I will let you know I care for you. I care for you, Shawn. That's what she was at with it. It was like that damn y'all, that cute little commercial that is circling around everywhere with the little baby and her dad, and she be like, enough me? Yes. Enough me? Yes. Enough me? Yes. Like, y'all, that is the cutest little commercial to me. But that was Shawn and Destinee at that moment, because all Shawn wanted to know was enough me. And Destinee was like, I care. So, you know, after it took everything that she had in her to let that out and say that, you know, yeah, I care for your ass, Shawn. She said, look, I called you because I need some money. And I said, I knew it was something. I knew it was something. And that's what it was. She didn't really give a damn that he was still blowing that phone up, because, and I'm going to tell you how I know she didn't give a damn about that phone being blown up, because if y'all remember her saying in a previous episode, she blocked his ass. And she told the sister to block his ass. So she wasn't aggravated by them phone calls because she wasn't even receiving those phone calls. She called his ass because she needed some money. And so I thought that Shawn was going to hold his nuts for a minute, because he talking about some, why would I send you money when, first of all, you won't even tell me where you at, and then, you know, you don't even want to see me or be with me or, you know, nothing. You ain't even checking on me or nothing. And she said, well, you know, that doesn't negate the fact, just because I won't tell you where I'm at, that doesn't negate the fact that I don't need some money. And he was like, man, whatever. So then they get ready to hang up the phone or whatever, and the cameraman done her up and zoomed in to Shawn's phone, and it showed him sending her $100 cash out. I said, boy, you know you is one popsicle soft ass man. So after she got the little $100 cash out, she goes ahead and she done ordered some pizza. So she called a pizza place. She ordering some pizzas or whatever. So I'm thinking, you know, she getting some pizza for her and her sister. But then they get a knock on the door. And it ends up being her friend. Y'all, I think the friend name is Nicole. We're going to call her Nicole for tonight. So anyway, Nicole comes over, and Destinee lets us know that Nicole is a friend that she met way back in the Gap. And so Nicole just coming over there chilling or whatever. So of course, you know, production got to get as much gossip and tea as they can. So they pull Nicole ass back outside, and they like, so what do you think is up with Shawn and Destinee? And Nicole lets us know that she feels like the only reason that Destinee is as vested in this whole situation as she is because of the money. She said that it's a financial attachment is what it is. So you know, that was that. And so she gets in the house, and she like, so, you know, what's up with you and Shawn or whatever. So she updates her on what's going on with the little relationship. And then Destinee gets a text message. And so her sister was like, who is that texting you, Shawn? And she said, no, this is not Shawn. But she never did say who it was. And so in the confessional, they asked her again. They was like, so who was that you ended up texting on the phone with? And she said, well, I don't want to talk about that right now. I said, oh, okay. So then it got Shawn ass back at the house getting a notification that somebody spent 20 some odd dollars on pizza using his credit card. So he decides that what he wants to do is call and report it as fraudulent. So what he did was call the pizza place, and he's talking to one of the employees there, and he was like, yeah, hey, my card is missing, and I think that I'm having some fraudulent actions going on my card. He was like, you know, I'm just trying to see if you can give me any information on the person that ordered this pizza. And so the dude on the other end was like, listen, bro, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but what I can let you know is the person that just ordered this pizza using your account is at ABC 123 Lane. So after the employee gave Shawn the address, he was able to find out that she was in, I think that's California. I could be wrong, but anyway, wherever the address is, he was like, well, you know, at least she's right by the courthouse where she needs to be. And he's getting ready to load up and pull up at this address. So he doesn't know that this is the sister's house. He just planning on pulling up and seeing what the business is. So that's pretty much where Shawn and Destinee left us at, because when they asked her in that confessional who the hell that was she was texting, she was like, I don't want to talk about that right now. So, and she also said, I never planned on me and Shawn to go as far as we have. So they're making it look like that she was texting with somebody that she's actually dealing with, but we know this is reality TV. So it could be very much innocent, but they're just gonna keep us holding on, so we will see. But anyway, y'all, that was my season 3 episode 23 Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup review. If you like this video, then definitely hit that thumbs up button for your girl. If you just enjoy me, then definitely hit that subscribe button, because your girl does drop content each and every week. What else did I want to say? I feel like it was something else I was supposed to tell y'all. I don't know. If I think about what it was, y'all know I don't hesitate cutting the camera on per. So anyway, you already know I want you to be happy, be healthy, be safe. It's your girl P Hope, and I will catch you in the next video.